Absolutely beautiful watching the cluster come in and destroy those BMPs. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 51 of my Highway 66 campaign in WARNO, playing on the NATO side. Previously, we continued our attacks near Luttertal. We used the 3rd Battalion of the 5th Mechanized to disorganize the 2nd Battalion of the Panzer Regiment 14 and bring down the fatigue on the 1st Battalion of the Panzer Regiment 15. So we're hoping that that doesn't attack the 2nd Battalion of the 32nd Armoured, because it would destroy them in one turn. But today we're going to be checking out Lauterbach, and we're going to be using the Panzer Grenadier Battalion 131 to engage the 3rd Battalion of the Motzschützen Regiment 43. So let's just start by doing that. It should be a pretty fun battle, and we're going to be using the remainder of our tanks as well as the Marders to engage their remaining T-54s and that AT gun as well as the Motzschützen. So yeah, relatively even battle. Let's jump on in. So here we are, and we're going to want to make use of our ATGMs on the Marders as best we can. So I am going to bring out pretty much all of the Marder 1A3 Milans so that we can engage at range with their APCs and not have to worry too much about those. I could also bring in a Milan 2 or 2 in order to just like utilize the buildings to get kills. So we'll send one here early on. We can send a couple over here. I can probably just put one in there, and then we'll have one that comes over to the left side here. We'll put a Marder with the Milan Bravo, and then we're going to spread out the tanks a little bit. So I have a couple Leopards here, and this one can probably have the leader as well. And then we'll do, I guess we could do the Leopard leader on this side as well actually. Luke's to follow them. I will do 2 of those. And then we've got Jaguars as well. So we could utilize those. We could bring in some Jaguars to cover the right side here with maybe an MG as well, just to take care of enemy infantry, because the Jaguars will struggle, of course, to do that since they don't have an MG of their own. So I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, we have 7 points remaining, but I'm not sure exactly where I want to use that just yet. We have the leaders for both sides. I guess I could put maybe like a Jaguar on each of these just to help hold. Let's just launch it. It shouldn't take too long. Just going to speed it up at the beginning. Make sure the Looks are following the leaders so that they don't get ambushed. They shouldn't get ambushed. I mean, we're approaching roads, or bridges, sorry. That should be pretty simple. The tanks aren't going to get here for a little while. Oh, those are getting across though. Well, that's a dead Milan. Wow, I didn't expect them to push like that. That's crazy. Well, let's just pull the Milan back as quickly as we can. Okay. That's unfortunate. Oh, he spotted the enemy AT gun. Well, that's not good. We're gonna have to hope that we can just back that up, because that's not gonna end well. Okay, well, everything here should have got taken out. We didn't get pushed too hard on the right, so that's okay. Make sure that that's smoked and backing up. This AT gun was always going to be a little bit of a problem. Don't really have mortars to help deal with that. And we can start to move forwards the Leopards, I suppose. The AT gun is a big problem, really. Oh, the other Milan got hit. Alright, good. That's the AT gun taken care of. Onwards we go. Right, so once the T-54s are dead, we're pretty much just able to run them down from here on out. Shouldn't really be anything that's going to be scary. A lot of units here, but yeah. Let's just go ahead and start bringing up the Armadas to finish things off. That's both the T-54s dead. Luke survived. One more there. See if we can take that out. SPWs could do some damage. But this is literally attack move to victory right now. There's one more T-54 there that we're going to have to respect. Just have my 1A5s run towards that. Push it from both sides. Good hit. Down it goes. Alright, lovely. See, the 122 might actually be able to do some damage to us. We'll just carry on towards the edge of the map here. Run down all the infantry along the way. And that artillery can actually shoot at the Lukes there. It's just a massacre. The big old wall of German forces, all the Mardas pushing through. The Lukes in there as well. Actually, really, really cool to look at. The only bad thing that could really happen now, I think, is if we bump into like an infantry squad that we don't see. So as long as we stay away from like the heavy cover, should be absolutely fine. That's it. Job done. Yeah, losing a couple like Milans is unfortunate there, but yeah, that AT gun's always going to be a pain. It was the AT gun was really holding us back. Okay, so both of these could push forwards quite aggressively now. We can't really use them in battle because their fatigue's too bad, but could at least maybe move them up like so. And then we can just back up either of them with the Panzergrenadier Battalion 131 should they get attacked. Brilliant. Let's just shift that back. We'll bring up the Pioneer Battalion here as well. So this unit's got to go, the 2nd Battalion of the Moschützen Regiment 43. So I'm looking at any of these to do it, but now I think about it, they're all on 6 out of 8 fatigue, so they'll all disorganize themselves. But what I will do is we'll just kind of pop that in the way, so they can't really come round and attack the leader on its own. Although the leader on its own, in this case, probably would be okay, because they do have the Milan 2s and Jaegers in there. And this is a depleted unit, so they'll probably be fine. Otherwise, yeah, all of these need to kind of carry on. Let me just check which one I want to leave behind. That one's a little bit too depleted. The 1A5s might be fine. One's okay as well. So yeah, this one we'll carry on with. And then we'll have one of them stay here. So I'm probably going to do the 1A5s. The 1A5s just kind of chill nearby. We can have the 153 Panzer Battalion just move all the way up. That's absolutely okay. Brilliant. So that should be alright. That's giving us enough blocking forces, I think. They choose to just kind of drive through and attack my artillery units, in which case we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, maybe I shift back a little bit just in case. I'm not going to be able to go through that gap. Yeah, that's okay. Then we need to look further up. So all of these units, again, pretty low on fatigue, although these ones can actually still attack, although it might be worth just not attacking this turn with these forces. Let's go ahead and attack or capture Bad Hersfeld. We'll do that.
Sir, the East Germans are in disarray. Bad Hersfeld is now ours. The enemy is retreating back across the border.
All right, brilliant. That's good. Job done there. I could push it all the way up to Bebra actually and prevent these guys from reorganizing. They would maintain their bad fatigue. This would remain disorganized. This unit on its own should be okay. We're kind of lacking infantry, but I don't see anything that's going to be a threat. Let's just push all the way through and cut them off. Good. And then we just bring up the Panzer Battalion 143 to Bad Hersfeld. Just to stop them from recapping that. Right now, I need to figure out a way to deal with these. To be honest, now looking at it, attacking them would be a better choice, because then I would, you know, cause them fatigue and be able to potentially knock them out before they reach the front line again. So I just need to choose the way at which I want to do this. I can do an attack with the Panzer Battalion 144, probably on its own. And then I can probably do a solo attack with the Panzer Grenadiers as well. But I'm going to have to make sure that we hit the 2nd Battalion, the Musketier Regiment 41 here. And I'm not sure I can guarantee that attack. Well, the least we can do is try. So let's just have this one come up. I'm going to attack the fresh Avkada Battalion. And hopefully the Musketier Regiment 41 will get involved. Especially if I'm only using like one. Actually, I am in range to bring in the artillery as well. So we'll bring the artillery just in case. Oh, nice. Okay, they fully committed. Perfect. This should actually be a really fun battle. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, including aircraft. Okay, did I have AA? Okay, I do have a Gepard. We got lots of Fliegerfaust, so we're going to have to make good use of those. Artillery-wise, honestly, I could probably just set up a Mars that focuses down this road at the start. Do that. We'll just have it fire straight at the road here. Pushing into this town is going to be difficult, so it looks like we're focusing on Bravo Charlie. We're not probably going to be able to contest Alpha unless I kind of do so from the ridge, which will be something we do later on. At the start of the game, I think we just maybe hold short. So I'll just kind of put a Leopard here. And we can put a Leopard maybe on the left side here. With a recon that kind of sits in this building to give us eyes. Then we're going to need another here. We'll probably do just like Avkada into there. And an Avkada into here. Go to... let's do 3 on each side. Plus leaders. And then I probably want the Lukes. We'll do the Lukes on the right side here. And some infantry, so maybe like a Pioneer. Although I might want to save the Pioneer. We also need the AA. Let's bring up the Gepard. Make sure that's there. And I might drop a Leopard from the mid. And we'll bring in some Flakerfast instead. Okay, that'll do. Off we go. Yeah, I have no idea if this Mars is actually going to be able to hit the mark there, but there's a good chance it will. Especially like any armor that's coming up. We've got 263 points worth of morale to chew through. That's going to be wild. My Alpha cutter here getting a bit stuck. Not good. I don't know if that's going to hit anything, but kind of funny if it does. It fires for a while, so it's kind of counting on the fact that it might. Oh, there we go, we hit something. Finally. Okay, so best bet for us is to kind of push towards this tree line, further to the right. We'll let the Avkada get to the edge. Keep the Gepard a little further back, but otherwise I kind of want to push towards this tree line. I just need to make sure that this gets in the sector there. A good chance we might kill some of these. That's going to be a pain. Bring up our limited supply. That is one thing that is going to struggle, is supply, because we have all of this artillery, but I'm not going to be able to really reuse it. Probably going to have to keep the Unimorgs to resupply the Leopards, otherwise we won't be able to make any ground, because we'll run out of ammo. I'll bring up a Pioneer on the right here because we saw the SPG, and I want to make sure that we kind of clear out this tree line before we get through to the other side, because we kind of want to push it all the way up here. The Afghan moved back with auto cover, so I need to bring him up manually so that we can actually see what we're firing at. Make sure we get in here. Okay. Good. Yeah, so we just keep kind of creeping forwards here. There's a bunch of units that just weren't really moving there, but now they are because we're coming towards them. Good. Nice kill on the SPG-9. I was a bit worried about where that was. So far, so good. At max range, those C-55s are going to be tickling, so we don't have to worry too much. There's certainly an opportunity here for another Mars onto the backside of this bridge. I'm just going to bring it in and immediately target it. So yeah, we'll bring up some Unimogs here just to make sure that these Leopards are fixed up. We'll put the Avkada on return fire, we don't want that to engage accidentally. Just bring up the Pioneer to assist though. Keep pushing forwards these leopards a little bit so that we can catch out these units. We did just get a nice bunch of kills there. The good thing is, I can still win this with a total victory just by conquest points if we don't want to like kill 230 points worth of units, which might be kind of difficult to do. At least it will take a lot of time. Going to be very therapeutic listening to these leopards just destroying everything. I'll move my wall of Fliegerfaust up. I probably do need more Fliegerfaust in case one of these aircraft actually comes in. Since they haven't come in any other battles though, considering that this unit isn't even like attack aircraft, okay, we'll just speed things up. There's no reason not to speed things up in this battle. Other than maybe... Actually, we probably do need to contest this because we won't win the total victory in this time it takes with a +1. I just want to make sure there's no infantry in here before we actually move up to that. And... Seed. Okay, so we want to turn off our Gepard. Can just move forwards the Fliegerfaust. They might still try and strafe us with those MiGs. I think we just need to get to the point where we can cover this bridge. Bring up some more Fliegerfaust. We're just going to spread them all out around here. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to work our way over this hill towards Alpha. So we'll bring in like a wall of tanks that can just kind of slowly press over. We'll have probably the Pioneers come with us so that they can kind of lead the way. I might also want to bring up the MG3 just to help with that sort of situation where it's actually going to be useful. But otherwise, yeah, good hold on the bridge. I'll move this one slightly over so we've got more coverage. I might as well move up the Leopard's leader so we have leadership on those. And the Gepard can come further to the right so it's not so exposed.
Anker, links, 2, 3, 4. Stellung halten. Ein guter Aufklärer ist beschießen. Wir geben auf.
You keep EMP up on the ridge.
Sammel, Befehlsausgabe. Panzer, halt! Pioniere bereit. Ziel zerstört. Bruch verstanden. Aufgepasst, Männer. Es geht los. Feind Rückwärtsmarsch. Neue Befehle. Nicht schießen. Wir geben auf. Im Laufschritt.
Alright, so far so good. Oh, there is an MI8 there. Okay, just as well we were bringing up the Fliegerfaust. I do get loads of Fliegerfaust actually. Fliegerfaust would be a pretty good choice for me in terms of like spotting enemy units on the ground. Because we're going to need them to fire at us to reveal their positions, like we're going to advance onto contact.
Exercitus.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört! Ausweichen!
I almost thought speeding up that my looks would die. Or the pioneers, they were like on the beach here, so we couldn't see them. But then they come up over the ridge and instantly destroyed.
Den hat sie erwischt!
Okay.
Panzer einsatzbereit!
Right, we're in a good spot now.
KI-Laden!
Just
Gute Arbeit!
move up, take that position.
Lux an alle. Punktüberprüfung. Kommen! Verstanden. Halt!
Like in this position,
Geben Sie uns einfach
I think
einen
we
Befehl.
can just crush a lot of the reinforcements very easily. What I am going to do is bring up even more tanks here, though. We're a little bit light. We've only got 3 tanks.
Führungsfahrzeug bereit. Die Befehle sind eindeutig. Bewegung! Zu Ihrem Dienst! Aufgepasst, Männer. Es geht
They can amphibiously push across with the BMP-1s, so we do have to be a little bit concerned about the far right side here. They could just drive up this road and come across that way, so I'm going to try and get my Pioneer to move all the way round on that right side. And we'll have the Lux
Ausrücken. Aber
kind of
was
accompany them just in case.
Löwe hört. An dieser Koordinate absitzen.
Otherwise,
Panzermarsch!
start shifting these forwards. They don't get free hits from that artillery.
Zu Befehl!
Yeah, anything that's coming across this bridge is going to get wrecked.
Marsch! Aber achten Sie auf unsere Flanken!
Abgesessene Kampfweise.
Pioniere bereit!
Bewegung.
They're even trying to push
Vorfeld, bereit machen.
on the far left there, but we got that covered, so that's okay.
Neue Befehle. Wird gemacht. Ende.
Gute Arbeit! Panzer halten!
I'm just going to have to be a bit careful here.
Sprung auf. Marsch, Marsch.
Der Alpha! Kampfbereit!
Let the infantry go first.
Es geht los! Volltreffer!
We'll keep it sped up while we're waiting.
Sammeln. Befehlsausgabe. Zu Befehl, Kommandant. 5. Kompanie bereit.
See how many out of 6 this actually hits. What hit 1?
Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört! Radiocheck! Höre Sie klar und deutlich!
Ruhe. Herhören.
Bravo 1, hier Bravo!
5. Kompanie bereit. Feind vernichtet.
Nice.
Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft?
I don't know what I have that could kind of push off this ridge, to be honest.
Panzer einsatzbereit!
There's a bunch of infantry down here for sure.
Den hat sie erwischt! Wo brauchen Sie uns?
We keep using that left road.
Verstanden! Alpha an alle! Punktüberprüfung! Kommen!
Sani!
Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kommandant?
Feindgesicht. Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen. Am Ende kommt es immer auf den Infanteristen und sein
I guess these pioneers could come over. We have like the MG like moving up here that can kind of provide some sort of overwatch.
Treffer! Ziel zerstört!
These are going to need supply because they're going to run out of ammo.
bereit machen.
Letzte Rakete!
We'll bring up another one to assist there. Doesn't look like anything's really happening over on the right here, which is good.
Ziel zerstört!
Infanterie bereit.
Nicht schießen!
G's getting killed. It's unfortunate. Right, let's get more Fliegerfaust in.
Volltreffer! Verstanden! Aufführen und fertig!
Achtung. Feindmeldung.
Radiocheck! Höre Sie klar und deutlich!
Am Ende kommt es immer auf den Infanteristen. Zum Schützenrudel aufgehen. Auf meine Höhe.
Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört!
Good.
Feind im Vorfeld. Bereit machen.
Volltreffer! Versorgung kann eingeleitet werden. Vollgas voraus. Wird ausgeführt. Ende.
Thought the Fliegerfaust got killed on the left there. Right, as soon as the Pioneer clears this out, we're going to move up Leopards to take that position.
Gute Arbeit, Kriegsschütze. Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft? Aber
Because that will cover the far side.
bereit machen. Vollhaufen an. Gute Arbeit, Kriegsschütze. Der Kommandant.
This is a fantastic battle for us though, because we're really going to be able to grind down these forces.
Stellung halten.
Der Kommandant.
At close range, we should kill those.
Geschafft ist nicht. Feuer frei, verdammt. Achtung, Befehlsausgabe.
The Pioneer is using its satchel.
Fahrer, langsam rückwärts machen.
Lageinformation für uns.
Klar zum Gefecht. KI-Lager.
But we are getting pinned. The trouble is, they do have like Resolute trait.
Bravo 1 rückwärts. Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Deckung! Den hat erwischt.
Okay, well, it kind of worked out.
Aber achten Sie auf unsere
Hopefully there's not another one in there that we have to take care of. We could just have them stay still for the time being. Or at least move them back so that they can get some resupply.
Klar und deutlich. Wir wurden getroffen. Jemand ist ausgefallen. Feind im Vorfeld. Bereit machen.
Verstanden. Sind unterwegs. Ende. Angriffsformation. Sammeln.
Moving towards the Leopard a little bit there.
Feind ist in Reichweite. Aber wir auch. Ah, mein Bein! Mein Bein!
Wir haben Feindkontakt.
Logistikkommando steht zu Ihrer Verfügung.
Nicht schießen! Wir geben auf!
Den hat's erwischt.
Stellung
That's
halten.
going to be a little bit of a problem. I can't
Feuerkraft.
run up to them.
Achtung, Achtung.
See if we can have the Avkada start to maybe make a move across the bridge here and be protected by the Leopards along the way.
Transport, auf geht's.
Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört!
Feind gesichtet.
I think it's time for more artillery. This is a good target for artillery. We can put one maybe here, one here, where they're all starting to bunch up.
Vollhaufen an. Nicht schießen! Wir geben auf!
Feind gesichtet.
Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kommandant?
Ich kann die Kugeln an mir vorbeizischen hören.
I have this Leopard come back up on the ridge here.
Roter Zug einsatzbereit.
The Fliegerfaust can all kind of move forwards up the tree lines there.
Bravo 1.
Let's have these Mars fire away like so. Onto those two junctions. That should be some decent kills.
Infanterie bereit. Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört!
Nice. It's been a nice and methodical
Und deutlich.
engagement so far.
Feind im Vorfeld. Bereit machen. Ladeschütze! Wo gute Arbeit, Kriegsschütze!
Worried that the MTLB is carrying some sort of AT gun. I'll see how these do. It will also damage the infantry a little bit, so we'll save some ammo.
Zielmund wird ausgeführt. Ende.
Gute Arbeit, Kriegsschütze!
Rakete durch. Wirkung im Ziel.
Alpha an alle! Rückwärts Marsch! Front zum Feind!
It looks like the Mudavkada actually moved up on us,
Achten Sie auf unsere
so we took them out. For the town, I can use the Lars to dislodge them. But otherwise we are running a little bit low on actual infantry. The Pioneer here can move up again and lead the charge for us.
Höre Sie klar und deutlich. Nicht schießen! Wir
geleitet werden.
Hier Löwe, melde Marsch. Ende.
Lux an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
Not spotting anything here, but what I'm going to do is bring up some Fliegerfaust. We'll have them spread out, and they can kind of act as recon.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze. Bravo 1, hier Bravo. Feindge...
Neue Befehle.
If any aircraft fly over my line, they're going to get absolutely wrecked by the amount of Fliegerfaust I've spread out now.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
These are getting low on ammo. Let's bring up some more.
Melde Zug zur Stelle. Feuer.
Achtung. Feind im Nahbereich.
It doesn't look like there's anything coming down the right there, so that's good to know.
Jawohl, Hauptmann. Neue Befehle? Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Could also put like a Lars here to help out, but yeah, them trying to push across into my Leopards is not going well for them. I'm just a bit worried they might have more men than I have ammo.
Wir greifen gleich an. Radio-Check. Höre Sie klar und deutlich.
Wir sind ganz Ohr.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört. Panzer Einsatz. Marsch. Aber Achtung.
Ooh, okay. Get out of there.
Durchgeladen und entsichern.
Run!
Stellung
Okay.
halten.
There is an AT gun up there.
Wo wir sind, wird gestorben.
Okay.
Deckung!
Oh, why did you jump back in? You just signed your own death warrant.
Zur Schützenreihe aufgehen.
Let's go and do nothing with you.
Wo brauchen Sie unsere Ver... Nicht schießen! Wir geben auf! Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kamerad?
Achtung! Feind im Nahbereich. Sanitäter!
Right, this is where bringing in a couple Lars is probably a good idea.
Ziel zerstört!
Pioniere bereit. Sollen wir Spähgruppe bereit?
Maybe one Lars and one Mars.
Feind gesichtet.
There's quite a lot of BMPs here to kill. Not sure how I'm going to deal with this AT gun. Like, driving up to it is not a good idea at all, because the Leopards will just die. I need to engage it at range somehow. I'm going to shift a couple more around here, I think, and we'll just spread these out on the ridge up here.
Verfügung, Kommandant. Alpha an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
Alright, the Lars. Don't know what I want to do with it yet, so we'll just keep it on hotkey. And then we'll just use the Mars
Keine Munition
to hit
mehr.
these BMPs.
Hier Bravo. Feind gesichtet.
Sollen wir irgendwo einsickern?
Marsch. Jawohl, Hauptmann.
The main thing to do would just be like get these Leopards over here into line of sight of the 100 mouse, so I can just engage that. It's going to fire H-gems at me, but
Bus fährt immer.
as long as I'm getting the first shots, we're absolutely fine.
Hier Alpha. Gute Arbeit,
Easy.
Richtschütze.
Right, that also means that I can now put a Leopard up on the ridge on the left side.
Kommandant.
See if that hits the mark. Absolutely beautiful watching the cluster come in and destroy those BMPs. Very cool. Well, there's another one.
Führung stimmt. Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten. Wir wurden getroffen. E-Mail ist ausgefallen.
Wow, I didn't know that could happen. We crit the AT gun and it had a fuel explosion.
Zu Befehl, Kommandant.
Volltreffer!
Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. Right, these two Leopards are completely out of ammo.
Klar zum Gefecht. Wir rollen.
I did bring up all of these Unimogs.
Wird ausgeführt. Ende. Den hat sie erwischt.
Those helicopters at least speed things up a bit.
Transportkommando bereit. Den hat sie erwischt.
Got to work this Aufkada all the way over to this church. If I can get in the church, then we'll have
Nicht schießen!
better eyes over the entire town.
Auf in Bewegung, Abstände vergrößern. Wir haben Feindkontakt.
Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kameraden? Radio-Check! Höre Sie klar und deutlich!
That's scary. There's a lot of stuff there.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze! Blut Ihrer... Nicht schießen! Sie geben auf!
Wir haben Feindkontakt.
Granit, zu mir! Speer zur Stellung.
Volltreffer!
Keep the Aufkada alive.
Aufgebildet und bereit für den
Important that we do.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze! Blut Ihrer...
Oh, look at this. We've got the town completely surrounded by the leopards. This is really cool, actually.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit.
Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kameraden? Rückwärts! Rückwärts! Rückwärts!
Okay, we've already smoked that, so we better keep moving.
Munition mehr! Gute Arbeit!
Oh,
Ihre Befehle!
that's unfortunate. It's kind of my bad.
Bravo 1, hier
Getting a little bit complacent there.
Gesicht. Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft? Marsch! Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft? Schuss! Keine
It seems like we
Munition
kicked the
mehr!
hornet's nest and they all came out to play.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze!
Feind gesichtet. Anhalten, wir
Right, let's just have these move over,
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze!
resupply the Aufkada and the leopard. Gonna need some more up on this ridge. Bring a couple Unimogs over here.
Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft?
We'll have these leopards back up.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze!
Feind im Vorfeld.
Führungsfahrzeug bereit.
Well, I'm not sure what hit my leopard here, but it's, yeah, it definitely took a lot of damage.
Wir bewegen alles. Ist es dort wirklich sicher?
Volltreffer! Ziel zerstört!
Both of those leopards at least are full on ammo again. I might just back that up,
Ausweichen.
just in case.
Munitionsentler, Marschpause. Sie wünschen, Hauptmann?
I think because these leopards are using up a lot of ammo, it's using up a lot of supply.
Aufspüren und vernichten!
Ruhe, herhören.
Bravo 1, hier Bravo!
Didn't want to use all of my remaining Unimogs there because we're going to need, you know, these ones
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze!
right here to help deal with all this infantry.
Volltreffer! Ziel
I guess what I could do, we could get the Lars to start firing away here,
Over.
just to help finish off some of this infantry.
Bravo 1, Volltreffer! Radio-Check! Höre Sie klar und deutlich!
Vollgas voraus.
Yeah, we fix up the Leopard to A3s on the ridge,
Gewehren in Bereich!
and then we push into the town again. I have the Pioneers back up to full strength, so that's good. Lars is firing away. That should like clip some of these infantry squads and then, yeah, like that, finish them off, saves us a round or two on the Leopards.
Am Ende kommt es immer auf den Infanteristen.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze! Panzer einsatzbereit! Ladeschütze und Munitionären im Bereitschaftsbunker!
Ihr Danks, auf Empfang.
Very good.
Achtung, Feind im Nahbereich.
Okay, I think the Aufkada, it might be better for the Aufkada, like I said, if we do want to get in the church, but it may be better just for the Aufkada to come up on the ridge here instead.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
Ziel zerstört!
Quite nice that line of sight down the road.
Bereit machen.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze! Bravo 1, hier
Still
Bravo!
constantly killing things on the right there. I think we just continue putting artillery fire down with the Lars. Still like a lot of units just constantly coming in.
Geben Sie uns Koordinaten zum Angriff. Artillerie
Doing like artillery like this.
zur angegebenen Position bewegen.
Radiocheck, klar zum Gefecht. KI laden.
Die Munition wird knapp.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
Transportkommando bereit. Raketenartillerie zu nehmen. Letzte Rakete durch. Panzerpioniere, Einsatz, auf geht's.
Volltreffer, Ziel zerstört. Nicht schießen.
Oh, there's a shot there we can take into the town,
Keine Munition mehr.
into those mod shots, and it might actually be another chance for me to use the Lars. Just hit those infantry and whatever's nearby.
Warten auf
Bring up
Feuer.
another one, fire it straight away.
Verschossen. Keine Munition mehr.
Something's constantly firing at me from the town though, which is probably,
Verstanden.
I'd imagine to be just an HGM squad of some sort.
Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Oh, it's actually an AT gun. Okay.
Halten.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augenblick, Kommandant?
Well, the fact we don't have smoke here is a bit risky, but
Unterwegs. Ende.
Volltreffer, Ziel zerstört.
see how we get on.
Auge 1 meldet. Ziele wurden zerschlagen.
My artillery might clip that.
Volltreffer, Ziel zerstört.
Anhalten. Wir warten hier. Auge 1 meldet. Ziele wurden zerschlagen. Letzte Rakete durch.
Wir haben Feindkontakt.
Auge 1 meldet.
That Lars strike was actually fantastic. That worked so well.
Anker. Wirf.
Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
Los, los, los.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
Verstanden. Verschossen. Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Wo wir sind, wird gestorben.
Ah, mein Bein. Mein Bein.
Melde Zug zur Stelle.
This town fight has actually been really, really fun to manage.
Alles, was Sie brauchen.
Like actually a proper encirclement on the town here. These are out of ammo again. That's awkward.
Ah, mein
That's
Bein.
really awkward.
Mein Bein.
You have to bring up these ones. These can engage with their MGs at least.
Das habe ich doch schon
Yeah, my leader's actually out of ammo as well. That's crazy.
Wo brauchen Sie uns, Kamerad?
Sanitäter.
Bravo 1, hier Bravo.
Wir schaffen.
Ladeschütze und munitionieren im Bereich.
Right, we're slowly making it work here. Oh, base my Pioneer. Ooh, took a SPG side shot there. Not good.
Ladeschütze.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen, Kommandant?
A bunch of stuff back there we can hit with the Lars. Load of infantry trying to retreat, but they keep
Sperrbestand aufgebraucht.
Geben Sie
running
uns
backwards and
Koordinaten zum
forwards.
Angriff. Beginnen mit Sperrfeuer.
I'm going to bring in a second one as well that can hit near where that Pioneer is.
Noch einen Leichensack.
Bravo 1, hier Bravo. Rückwärts Marsch. Front zum Feind. Scheiße, Mann.
Wir haben Feind am Feind.
I think there's still a bunch of infantry in there that needs cleaning up.
Auge 1 meldet. Ziele wurden zerschlagen. Sammeln.
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
There it all is.
Scheiße, Mann. Verstanden.
BG9 came to say hello again. But get the ALF cutter in exactly the right line of sight here so we can actually see the SPG. Ooh, the Fliegerfaust are out of ammo. Oh gosh. I did not anticipate that.
Neue Befehle?
A good kill by the looks.
Wir schaffen es nicht!
I'm actually going to lose some stuff now. All of this needs full back because
Sprung auf. Marsch, Marsch.
that's not good news.
Stellung
I
halten.
don't know how my Fliegerfaust are going to get shots on target, to be honest.
Aber achten Sie auf unsere...
Am Ende kommt es immer auf
But
den
I guess I could bring up the Gepard. It's a bit risky because they still have the seed planes hanging about.
Ist in Reichweite. Aber wir auch.
Gosh. Yeah, supply was not something I really thought would be a problem overall. Like maybe if I were to use the artillery and resupply the artillery more, that's when I thought I would need it, but I didn't actually expect us to just like straight up run out. It's not the first time this has happened against the East Germans, eh? Let's just bring up this Unimog and use it to resupply the Pioneers, because getting them through the town there is important, and that will give us plenty more kills to work with.
Jawohl.
Hier Alpha, kampfbereit. Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
This Fliegerfaust can also just move up these ones and fall back.
Führen Stellungswechsel durch. Ende.
All of those are out of ammo.
Löwe hört.
What a fight.
Transportkommando bereit.
Okay, Pioneers
Volltreffer.
topping themselves off.
Gute
That's
Arbeit.
good. Be good. Alpha spotted their infantry.
An alle Einheiten.
Right, that's the seed hanging out again. The Gepard's not on, so they can't engage
Wir
it.
dürfen keine Zeit verlieren.
We'll just have it there for in case the helicopters come again.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
Feind gesichtet.
Right, see if when we get in the church here, we spot any more stuff.
Arbeit, Wegschütze.
What are they? That's a couple of tanks actually.
Zerstört.
Let's just hit that with a Mars.
Gute Arbeit.
Für zwei Arten verletzt. Artilleristen und Ziele.
The rest here can just be constantly fired at by the
Schützenreihe
leopards.
bilden. Feind gesichtet. Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen.
Wir wurden getroffen. E-Mail ist ausgefallen. Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze.
Good. So that's going to be what? An extra 4 points?
Zerstört. Verstanden.
Ooh, was that a BMP? Looks like there's quite a lot of stuff in there, maybe. I'll tell you what we'll do. Stop that fire and we'll fire the rest into there because
Feindmeldung.
I'm not lose another tank unnecessarily.
Am Ende kommt es immer auf den Infanteristen und sein
Especially
Gewehr
since we're so close to
Nicht schießen.
the end of the fight here.
an. Am Ende kommt es immer auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an.
Oh, the Fliegerfaust could kill that though. Would be pretty handy.
Nicht auf der Fritz Heckert.
That's 4 points. If you can hit the mark.
Wirkung im Ziel.
Okay, good hit.
Durchdisziplin.
Wir dort,
Go on, one more
Feind
shot.
dort.
Oh. Okay. Maybe another shot.
Hier Alpha, kampfbereit. Marsch. Aber achten Sie auf unsere Flanke.
We'll leave that leopard back. I think we've cleaned out the town.
Sie brauchen einen Versorgungspunkt.
Schützenreihe bilden.
I do feel like we would be shot at
Fünfte Kompanie
if we
bereit.
hadn't. Just move the Fliegerfaust forwards first, just in case. This battle's only got 5 minutes left, so we do want to get those last little bits of kills, which we should do with these leopards, which move forwards. I mean, even that T-54 actually was a 4-pointer. Job done. Whoa, what a fight. 263 kills to 11 losses. We did lose a couple of leopards there, but what a fight for the leopards. They were absolutely smashing them to pieces. The Lars actually coming in clutch there as well. Getting some really good kills. Like, look how much stuff those actually killed. That's like 1 strike each. Yeah, so we ended up losing 1 leopard, 2 leopards, but it's okay. Right, that has disorganized these units, which is perfect. That's exactly the sort of outcome we needed. Because it means that these can just be killed in 1 turn. It's just the 1st Battalion of the Marches Regiment 41 now that we need to catch up to. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Really happy about that. I could move forwards this Panzergren unit to kill off the leader unit, but I'm a little worried that this unit would then come for me afterwards, and I'm not sure that my Panzergrenadier battalion would be able to hold the line. I'm guessing in a defensive battle it would, and if I had the Jaeger battalion nearby, that'd be okay. Yeah, I think what we do actually is we use the Jaeger battalion to get the kill. And then we just have the Panzergren battalion sit with that unit. Cool. Alright, well, unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. But what I'm going to do in the next episode is we'll have a look at the casualties for the end of turn 6. We'll move the rest of my units, make sure everything's moved for this turn. And then we'll move on to the next one. Yeah, Bad Hersfeld is ours. Great stuff. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.